여러분 반갑습니다. I'm Kwon So-hwa and this is K-Culture Dive. Join us in taking a deep dive into the heart of Korean culture, from K-entertainment to AI news, K-culture and photos. And in our Hallyu People segment today, we invite Lee Sung-hun, a quant trader who became famous through singles Inferno. So stay tuned for all of that, and joining me to do all of that throughout the show today is my co-host Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa, and hello to everyone joining us today on K-Culture Dive. I'm Bella Kim, here to co-host and bring you the latest in K-entertainment.
All right, Bella, let's kick off with K-Enter News, and we're going to start with BTS, and it looks like this time they're dominating the Japanese music market.
Yes, you're correct, Soa. BTS have achieved another major milestone in Japan. Their global hit song Dynamite has surpassed 900 million streams on Japan's Oricon chart, becoming only the 8th track in Oricon history and the very first song by an overseas artist to achieve this feat. Dynamite, released back in 2020, is a bright disco pop track that delivered hope and positivity during the COVID-19 pandemic. The song also made history on the Billboard charts as the first K-pop track to reach #1 on the Hot 100. Another BTS hit, Permission to Dance, has also surpassed 500 million streams following Dynamite and Butter. And this makes the group the only international artist with 3 songs under Oricon's 500 million stream club.
I actually wasn't expecting Dynamite and Butter, but rather Swim and Hooligan. But it's great to see that their older songs are still receiving that much attention.
Right.
And we're going to move on to a K-pop boy group again, but this time a rookie group that's making waves overseas in a rather unconventional way.
So while most K-pop acts typically expand from Korea to Japan and other parts of Asia before targeting Western markets, Cortez have been building popularity directly in North America since their debut. According to their agency, Big Hit Music, tickets for the group's first North American tour, 2026 Cortez Tour in North America, sold out immediately after fan club pre-sales opened. The tour was originally scheduled for 6 shows in major cities, including Toronto, New York, and Los Angeles, but due to overwhelming demand, it has now been expanded to 14 shows across 9 cities. Cortez's success is also reflected on the charts as well. Their second mini album, Green Green, debuted at #3 on the Billboard 200 and has remained on the chart for 4 consecutive weeks now. And just to let you guys all know, it hasn't even been a year since their debut, and they have already achieved impressive milestones. Cortez have definitely proven that there is more than just one path to this global success.
Amazing. And we're going to end with 너는 별을 보자면 내 몸을 당겨서 and Flying.
Right.
What's the news?
Yes, and Flying have been appointed as the 2026 honorary ambassadors for Korean tourism by the Korea Tourism Organization. The band attended an official appointment ceremony on Wednesday in Seoul and expressed their commitment to introducing Korea's culture, music, and attractions to global audiences. Since debuting in 2015, and Flying have built a strong fan base through their live performances and hit songs. The band recently resumed full group activities after completing military service and will begin their first nationwide concert tour next month.
All right, congratulations to In Flying on their new role, and thank you, Bella, for those updates.
Yes, I'll stick around.
And now it's time for our AI anchor Arang for more on the culture front. Arang.
Thanks, Swa. Here's your AI guide to the latest cultural headlines from Korea. Let's begin with our top story. First Lady Kim Hae-kyung, accompanying President Lee Jae-myung on his visit to Europe, met with young classical musicians based in Belgium. She attended a gathering at the South Korean ambassador's residence in Brussels on Wednesday local time, where she met emerging K-classical artists and their supporters. The event, titled Dialogue with the Next Generation of K-classical Musicians, featured performances by young talents followed by a tea reception. Among the performers was cellist Kim Tae-yeon, who won second prize at Belgium's prestigious Queen Elizabeth competition. First Lady Kim said she felt a deep sense of pride and fulfillment as both a pianist and a citizen of South Korea, calling the young artist a source of strength for K-culture. world-renowned soprano Sumi Jo held a special concert in Paris on Wednesday local time to mark the 40th anniversary of her debut. The performance was part of her 40th anniversary world tour and featured winners of the inaugural Sumi Jo International Singing Competition, who joined her on stage. Jo said she hopes to continue supporting young musicians and become a more responsible artist who brings hope and joy to people through music. The Korea Railroad Corporation will add train services this Friday and Saturday to accommodate the expected influx of visitors attending BTS concerts in Busan. Additional services will be added on both the Donghae Line commuter rail and regular train routes. The commuter rail service will operate 3 extra trains per day from Gode Station toward Taewagang Station. 2 of the extra services will be scheduled between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m., when passenger demand is expected to be highest after the concerts, while the last train departure will also be extended by more than 30 minutes, departing at 12:15 a.m. Korail will also run 4 temporary trains per day on the Jungang and Donghae lines. That's all from me. Turning now to a quick look at more K-culture stories making headlines today.
Through a single photo at a time, we take a closer look at culture in Korea. This is K-Culture in Photos. Let's read this word together. PC방, Korean for PC room. A PC방 is basically a gaming cafe, a place where people play online games, eat, and hang out for hours. Recently, Korea's PC방 culture gained global attention again after NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang visited Seoul. Photos of him meeting esports star Faker quickly spread online. Other images showed him visiting an event hosted by Krafton, a South Korean video game giant, stopping by a Korean PC방 himself and handing out graphics cards to fans. And for many foreign visitors, the PC방 experience itself is a huge surprise, from the massive gaming setups and ultra-fast internet to restaurant-level food menus. From samgyeopsal or grilled pork belly to desserts, Korean PCbangs are much more than gaming spaces. They are part of modern youth culture. In front of Seoul's War Memorial, crowds gathered as rows of motorcycles stood perfectly lined up. These are military police motorcycles known in Korea as Saika, performing a special parade during June, Korea's month of remembrance and patriotism. Riding in perfect formation, the officers maneuver their heavy motorcycles with incredible balance and precision, leaning dramatically as if they might fall but never losing control. Families and children watched the parade with excitement and admiration. Some children waved enthusiastically at the officers as the parade passed by, a small but memorable moment during a month that honors those who serve and protect the country. In Korea, subway stations are often transformed into giant fan spaces filled with celebrity photos, birthday messages, and support ads. Ahead of BTS concert in Busan, subway stations near the venue were covered with images of Jungkook. And not just Jungkook, fellow BTS member Jimin also appeared throughout the station, especially meaningful for fans since both members are originally from Busan. But this culture goes far beyond BTS. Fans regularly play subway ads celebrating idols' birthday anniversaries and new album releases, featuring stars from K-pop groups to actors and entertainers. Even top singers like Lee Sung-hun and Song Ga-in have passionate subway fandoms with entire train cars sometimes decorated with fan-made ads and messages. And in Korea, you don't even have to be human. Fans also create subway birthday ads for beloved characters and animals, including Korea's famous panda, Bubao. Ahead of Busan's traditional Olbang festival this weekend, glowing sea life lanterns have transformed Hwanghanmi Beach into a dreamlike ocean scene. The massive light installations featuring fish, whales, and flowing waves were inspired by Busan's historical fishing culture and quickly became a popular photo spot for visitors. At night, the beach almost feels like an underwater fantasy world made entirely of light. And recently, another color has been taking over the city: purple. Before BTS concert in Busan, airports, cafes, buses, and even convenience stores across the city were covered in purple lights and decorations, the symbolic color of BTS. And this weekend, Busan may once again feel like a city glowing entirely in purple. From gaming cafes and subway fandoms to glowing beaches and roaring motorcycle parades, Korea's summer is already filling up with scenes you probably wouldn't expect anywhere else. Today's Hallyu People guest may have become widely known through Netflix's Singles Inferno Season 5, a popular Korean dating reality show. But long before that, he had already built an impressive career at the forefront of AI, finance, and technological innovation. From working as an engineer at Google to becoming a quant trader in New York, Lee Sung-hun, or Samuel Lee, has continuously challenged himself on the global stage. And he's joining us now in the studio. Welcome, Sung-hun.
Hi, Sung-hun.
Hi.
All right, Sung-hun, we are very happy to have you here on the show. So first and foremost, please introduce yourself a little bit to our viewers.
Yeah, so my name is Sung-hun Lee. I'm born in Korea, but I grew up in the United States. I studied computer science and math at UC Berkeley, and then worked in the field of AI at Google and Amazon, and then now I work in a niche field called quantitative trading in New York.
Wow.
Yeah, most people know me from Singles Inferno, but I'm from the Silicon Valley.
Wow, so from the Silicon Valley to Singles Inferno, I would say that's what you call an overachiever or omchina in Korean a lot. Probably you get that a lot, right?
No.
No?
Oh.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, many people probably know you from Netflix Singles Inferno 5. So how has your life changed since you've appeared on the show?
You know, I think my day-to-day is the same. I'm still working every day and still learning and building new things, but I guess the only difference is people recognize me more, and I get to like go on these kind of things if I want to. So it's more dynamic. My life is more dynamic now. Yeah.
And actually, how did you end up joining Singles Inferno?
They reached out to me through a friend that was working in the industry, and I just interviewed and just said yes.
Okay,
I guess, yeah.
great.
Sounds great. And I mean, the show received tremendous attention globally. So could you please tell us about some of the memorable comments that you've experienced or any experience that you went through?
On the show? I think it's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. You know, I wish everyone can experience it. You go on an island and you kind of, you know, you don't have any worldly things, like you don't have your phone or anything. So you really get to learn about human interaction, and it sounds kind of robotic, but you really learn about like emotions and yeah.
How about
and,
some of the memorable comments from your fans?
The comments?
Or experiences that you've met them?
No, I think everyone's been very supportive, and what's interesting is a lot of the fans are from countries I've never visited, and sometimes in languages that I don't know. So it's surprising how global this thing is, and how, you know, people can connect with me.
Wow. And speaking of Korea going global, I mean, you've grown up in the US, so you've had the opportunity to experience this Korean culture abroad. So what do you think makes Korea kind of unique and stand out for appealing to international audiences?
Yeah, so I think, you know, South Korea has come a long way. This is coming from someone that's grew up in the United States, and so I know more about US culture, but growing up when I was younger, you know, people would mistaken South Korea for North Korea. And they didn't know much about Korea in general. But what's interesting now is that people really know South Korea, especially particularly due to the culture, like K-pop and, you know, K-dramas and whatnot. So, I think what makes Korea unique is Korea has its own identity, and it doesn't, become westernized or try to, be another country. It's very unique to itself.
Yeah, I mean, mixing up South Korea and North Korea, I got that all the time when I was in Germany back in the years as well,
in
right?
Canada as well, yeah.
And these days, my German friends eat tteokbokki, and
yes.
they know about the biggest K-pop stars. But Sung-hun, not only K-pop and K-dramas these days, but also Korea's technological capabilities and also the startup ecosystem, all of that is receiving global attention as well. So, from your experience in the tech industry, what do you see as Korea's greatest competitive advantage in the tech field?
So Korea, I think, has a lot of strong talent in general in all the fields, and particularly in engineering. And I think Korea is a very fast-paced country. Like, even it's kind of tangential, but even in the food industry, things move very fast and trends die and spawn really quickly. And I think that kind of translates to other industries as well. It's very fast. So. And it's a very hardworking country as well. So even though our population size is only 50 million, very, very strong talent here.
I believe you're also a very hardworking person. Do you think that's in your blood, in your Korean blood?
I think so, actually, yeah. So even in the Silicon Valley, there weren't many Koreans, but when I do see them, they were very hardworking and, inspired by some of those folks. Yeah.
Definitely. And so as Korea has become this global cultural powerhouse through K-contents, do you believe that it can also be a leading force in the AI industry, AI era as well?
So I think the Korean population is very small, 50 million, and it's a very small country. And I think it's already punching above its weight in the field of AI. So when we think of AI now, you think of companies like Anthropic or OpenAI or DeepMind, so all the frontier labs. But below those companies is a software stack, like all the software that they produce and research. And below the software is a hardware stack. So without the hardware, you can't do research in AI. And the hardware is like, NVIDIA created the GPUs. And it's a lesser known, but Google made the TPUs, which are tensor processing units, which I've worked on at Google. So both of these accelerators are used for, training models in AI and do frontier research. And, what's interesting is that on those hardware, on the silicon, is a piece of hardware called HBM. It's called high bandwidth memory. And it's becoming increasingly important to scale that. And it's a very important piece of hardware, and the majority of that is created by Korean companies like SK Hynix or Samsung.
That's why we recently had Jensen Hwang as well visiting Korea, because Korea is definitely going global in the AI industry as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Sung-hun, let's go back to you a little bit. So after graduating from UC Berkeley, and then you worked at Google Brain and Amazon AI. So, I mean, you worked at all these leading world tech companies. So what are some valuable lessons that you learned at those places?
So I don't think there's anything particularly special about those places. I think it's more like, even if it's a startup, I would try to, I learned that, there's actually only a handful of people that are, driving the industries, and I think it's great to have those kind of mentors. So find those mentors and who are kind of driving the industries and learn from them is what I've learned.
Okay, and then later you went into the world of quantitative trading in New York. And what motivated you to shift your career from AI engineering to financial engineering, if we could call it a shift?
So those two industries are very similar. So, the field of AI, the field of quantitative trading is actually very similar to the AI labs you see now. The more notable companies are like Jane Street or Hudson River Trading. These are like kind of like the, one of the biggest companies in the world for quantitative trading. And I think, my company and these companies all probably are starting to look like frontier labs, like AI research labs. And my guess is that within the next few years, all of the trading firms that are competent will probably look like AI labs. Obviously, we're applying it to the world of finance to make money, but I think we're already doing a lot of the similar things, and it requires the same skill sets. But yeah, the reason I moved is because I think the industry has a lot of strong talent. It's a very small industry, but it has a lot of strong talent, and I wanted to be in a more competitive environment, and yeah, that's why I moved.
I see.
Wow, challenge after another. And we've also heard that you've developed AI service as well. So could you please tell us about that as well? And do you think AI will change our daily lives or how we consume contents?
So I think the current state of the world in AI is that these applications like Claude or ChatGPT, which the world has access to, they're amazing products, and if you ask them questions, they can pretty much answer anything. But I think what's missing now is kind of an AI that can act in the real world. So if you ask ChatGPT to do simple things like book you a restaurant on Friday in Seoul, or find me a nice airplane ticket somewhere around the world, it can't do that. And those are very simple tasks. So what I'm building is called Rumi AI. It's what I like to call an action operating system. It's basically an agentic AI that can act for you in the real world and do things for you. And it's accessible through your phone without any login or sign up, through KakaoTalk or iMessage. Anywhere in the world can access to it and have their personal agent that can act for you. Yeah. So I think the world can improve by having, I think humans just need more time to be creative, and AI can do these, tasks for us that require, meaningless time, I guess.
So that's pretty intriguing to hear, because while more and more people are reliant on AI these days, it looks like you're focusing on humans to become, just be more human while using the AI. But now, Sung-hun, you've worked as an AI engineer, a quant trader, and you're also now a television personality. So it looks like you've been stepping out of your comfort zone quite a lot. So is there anything you learned from that, or what kind of, what experiences shaped you the most if you look back?
I think, before I went on the show, I think I was a pretty, I usually just stayed home and, just did my own thing at home and just go to work and whatnot. But I think after, I went on television and whatnot, I became a more holistic person, learning more about, different things outside of my industry. So I think the most recent experiences just in the past year have been shaping me a lot and who I am, and, getting me out of the bubble that I was in, either in the Silicon Valley or in New York. So, yeah.
Now, Sung-hun, we mentioned NVIDIA before, and Jensen Huang, and he actually was on one of the biggest, maybe the most famous talk show right now in Korea, U-Quiz. And I'm going to ask you a similar question to the one that the MC, the host, Yoo Jae-seok, asked to NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang. So, Sung-hun, where do you see yourself in 10 years from now?
I think just doing the same things, learning new things, trying to, improve the world, making the world more efficient. Yeah, just doing my own thing, I guess. Yeah.
Sounds very simple, but it's very ambitious, and we really hope that you do, help the world in becoming more efficient with all the things you do. And maybe would you have a final message to people out there, maybe young people who want to be aspiring engineers or quant traders?
I think, so what I've noticed for young people, I mean, I'm young as well.
I know you're still young.
People younger than me, I guess, that are just getting a new job, is that they have something called imposter syndrome. So they would go, to these big firms and think that they can't make an impact. But I think what I've learned, and from my peers as well, who has been tremendously successful, is anyone can do anything. And just because someone's 20 years older than you and has more experience, doesn't mean you can't make as much impact, or if not more. So I think just kind of believe in yourself, believe in what you've learned, general problem-solving skills and creativity, and you can kind of do anything. Yeah, or beat anyone in the field, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Sung-hun, for sharing your story with us today. We really wish you the best in your career and life. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you, Bella. As always, we're going to have you here pretty soon.
Yes, I'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching and your interest in everything K-culture. Please tune in again tomorrow, 2 p.m. Korea time. Keep diving.